think this is a good time. I know you've been itching to get to the rap category. Let's just dive into it. I think this is we got 4 distinct categories in the rap category, rap section of this. So it's best rap performance, best rap melodic performance, best rap song, and then best rap album. That actually wrap up. I'm bad with the puns today, but that will wrap up this episode. We will talk about those 4 categories, and that will be it for today. For this week, I should say, episode. But I will say, but right off the gate, before we get into this, a couple of snubs here and there in the hip hop category, but I will say that I am pretty pleasantly surprised with the choices that they had overall. This is probably the most that they've got it right in the hip hop category, in my opinion. But either way, we'll get to that. Best rap performance, we got Deep Reverence, Big Sean featuring Nipsey Hussle, Bop by DaBaby, What's Poppin', Jack Harlow, The Bigger Picture, Lil Baby, Savage, Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce, and then Dior by Pop Smoke.
Okay.
Who do you like in this category?
This is best rap performance. Sorry, I just got the rap segment open on my.
Best rap performance. Yes.
Gotcha. Well, I guess when it comes to performance, I don't know all of these. I do remember. I think I remember Pop's performance of Dior. I do remember seeing Savage's. Or when we talk about performance, do we mean video performances? Or not video, or live performances? Or
I think it just means
performance,
like them
delivery.
Yeah, like the delivery, like them performing the song, or like them reenacting the song. It's not like a performance, literally like a live performance. It's like,
man, someone gotta explain that.
I know. Well, that's why I don't. That's why the verbiage doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, the bigger picture has to be it, right?
I'm with you. That's the one for me.
I liked the Detroit 2 Big Sean album. Deep Reverence was a cool track, definitely, but the bigger picture was by far the most notable, I think, on this list. The most impressive in terms of, we're talking about overall performance, and then obviously has plenty of substance behind it and contextual nuances that make it so impactful.
This is coming from someone that is not a big Lil Baby fan, just normally, or regularly speaking. I was never a big Lil Baby fan, and I thought this was by far his best song, and not only his best song, one of the best songs of the year for sure. Not even in hip hop, but just in general. What he was able to accomplish with this song, I agree. I think there's no question here that he gets, for me personally, that he gets best rap performance. I just don't see another one that would beat it.
Gonna put it up there maybe for song of the year or record of the year. We didn't say it, and maybe it should. Maybe it fits more in rap song of the year, but yeah, I do think it's impactful enough and means enough that I think it could be up there for song of the year, record of the year.
I agree. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Why not? Lil Baby is a big artist at this point, right?
He's
if you're
huge.
gonna put Rockstar DaBaby in there, couldn't you, for record of the year? I think The Bigger Picture would have made way more sense than that song.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Definitely.
If you wanted to make a statement, right? If you're the Grammys, right? You're the Academy. You've been getting criticized for years of being quote unquote racist or quote unquote, whatever, or tone deaf, whatever word you want to use, or whitewashed. Yeah, exactly. Whatever word you want to throw in. If you wanted to squash some of that, why not put this song up? Right. Even just nominate it. Give it a nomination for record of the year, not just hip hop record of the year, rap, performance. Why not give it that record of the year? I feel like it was worthy. I don't know. Bars, the delivery, his emotion on that song.
They don't pick
production.
the right ones, because we said, they do nominate those token indie tracks and records and artists. I think usually the people that get the most benefit of that, though, are other white artists, because they're trying to appeal to white people, I think, for the most part. I don't think that's anything that's under wraps. But they're not picking the things that, even the things that they pick to be as token special kind of nominations, or more abstract or obscure artists, it's still usually the most, I don't even know how to articulate it. It's still usually someone that's the most obvious obscure choice. You know what I mean? the most obvious person to make it seem as if you were diving deep into something, you know? And it's never, they never land on the right one. Like you said, like this would be, even if it's just we're talking about kind of in a manipulative way, this would be the time, this would be the one to use as a token. But they're too blind to even see that.
To even give it a shot, exactly. So if you're going to put it in the rap category, I don't know why you don't, especially with the message, all of it. I'm with you. I think the runaway favorite should be that one. I could definitely see Jack Harlow winning, although I don't know, because that song was freaking huge. Like, I mean, you cannot deny how big What's Poppin' was. And just
I hated it.
You don't like it?
I didn't like it.
It's not your song?
I didn't like it. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there, yo. I didn't like it.
That's
I got upset. I just felt like I feel like it's a good flow. The beat is nice. I just didn't think that it deserved to be as big as it was, and after it got so big, to me, it just got kind of unbearable.
It was overplayed a little bit.
The repetitiveness, and I'm just not a huge fan of his image. I'll say it and be upfront. Like, I think just white dudes, white rappers, obviously get a boost through white privilege, and I think that was kind of evident with this one too. So maybe I had built up a little bit of resentment or bitterness after being forced to hear that song. I felt like every time I put shuffle on a radio station,
true,
or something.
No, it makes sense. But
I wouldn't be mad, but it would make sense. It was huge for going off numbers.
It was big. But again, if you're considering numbers and like popularity, but pair to that like message, theme, a totality of a track, bigger picture for me just is the one.
Yeah,
that is the one in here. I like Deep Reverence, but I don't think it's like rap performance. I don't think, put it this way, I think Detroit 2 as a project probably should have been nominated for something, but I don't know if it's necessarily like a
it wasn't mind-blowing rappy rap. To me, it was a cool, great, like narrative, cohesive kind of project. Like it had some heartfelt and like authentic things said by Big Sean, but I don't even think Deep Reverence was the best track on that.
Me neither. So that's why for me it's not like a.
It had a lot of just with that Nipsey verse is kind of what gives that sentimental value to it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. To nominate, I don't know.
Yeah.
To even win, obviously, that's more of a stress too.
To win, I doubt it. Yeah. The one I think is gonna win. I would actually not be shocked if they give it to Pop Smoke, just because of the fact that he's now gone. I don't see why they might not go that route. But then again, I don't know how Juice WRLD doesn't make anything here. So that's my other thought there too. But again, so moving on to best melodic rap performance, which is like a new category. It sounds like
dumb category.
Yeah,
dumb category.
Because what makes this? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But here are the nominees. So you guys kind of your own thing here, or your own opinion on what you think of this category, because I'm kind of with you, Phoenix. I don't see what the purpose is, but so best melodic rap performance: Rockstar DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch, Laugh Now Cry Later Drake featuring Lil Durk, Lockdown Anderson .Paak, The Box Roddy Ricch, Highest in the Room Travis Scott. I will say this: Anderson .Paak won a Grammy last year. Super pumped for him. One of my favorite artists just in general. This song absolutely stinks. I don't know how in the world. This song sucks. It's terrible, bro. It's a vacuum. It sucks and blows. This song is so bad. The production's uninspired. The bars are uninspired. I understand.
I'm not familiar with it, and I'm a big Pat Anderson fan, and I didn't really catch. Is this off the Free National Project?
Nope. This is just like a Lucy. So if you didn't hear this, you're a big Anderson .Paak fan. You didn't hear this.
Why is it nominated?
Why is it nominated? And you didn't hear it. And I urge you, go listen to it after this episode. After you're done, listen to it, and then text me what you think, because I really. This song is one of his worst, in my opinion. And
very mediocre Anderson.
Oh, so mediocre.
Didn't Oxnard get nominated?
I believe it did last year. Yeah.
That was a weak. That was maybe his weakest project.
Yes. I think top to bottom, yes, Oxnard definitely was one of his weakest. And then the last one, Ventura, guy I know for a fact got nominated. I don't know about Oxnard, but I know for a fact that Ventura did. and Malibu did not, which is easily his best album in my opinion. But that's again another story. They weren't hip to Anderson .Paak until probably Oxnard anyway, which is unfortunate. But Lockdown, I think they only did it just because of the subject matter in the song. Obviously talking about like Black Lives Matter, police brutality, things like that. Like the subject matter in that song is fine, but the delivery, the overall just kind of encompassing like the whole song itself, not good at all. Not a fan whatsoever. In terms of if you want to go I think Laugh Now, Cry Later. It really for me is the one that I would pick to win this category.
Yeah, but it's I guess like then we owe Drake a lot more Grammys too. Like with all the ones he's already earned, we owe him a lot. If we're gonna make a whole new category, might as well just say, yeah, we want to give Drake a Grammy again. Like,
I was just gonna say that. Doesn't it feel like almost like a cop out just to give Drake another Grammy? I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong.
I mean, like these other things, I hope some of these other things can. I mean, I'm not even feeling at all passionate about any of them because I also don't feel like Rockstar. Something like it's melodic, not the best melodic performance though. I'll tell you that. Like it is melodic, definitely not the best rap melodic performance. Laugh Now, Cry Later is a melodic performance. It's not even Drake's most ambitious melodic rap performance.
No,
it's there. It's clean. The Box, like Lockdown, I haven't heard. I'm not familiar with. Mike's telling me is hot garbage.
Not good.
The Box by Roddy Ricch, and this is where I'm like, yeah, the Roddy Ricch is super melodic, but is it like so? Is like even the Box like? Yeah, I just think like
not a fan.
Again, like to call it the best melodic rap performance is different than if you're gonna call it the most popular melodic rap performance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
like, because there's a lot of rapping on the Box, and like a lot of these melodies sound great, but were they the most complex or cool melodies we heard this year? Like, not really. And then Highest in the Room, I haven't liked that record since it's dropped. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even when it dropped, like it had so much hype around it, and I remember all of us kind of running to Highest in the Room. And I don't know, that was after Astroworld.
It was
right, and that was like after Astroworld, so it was just cool for him to put out a single. But when I got to it, I was like, oh, it's Travis Scott. I have said he's an album artist as well to me.
Yes,
and I don't hold him that. I love Travis, and there's tons of other Travis songs that are bangers. But Highest in the Room to me is like a subpar Travis song. I'm sorry, it gets a lot of hype. I know it's probably
and it's not Grammy worthy. It's not Grammy worthy.
Yeah,
definitely not Grammy worthy.
Right.
And I've been saying this since Astroworld. In my opinion, I think that he's on a bit of a Super Bowl hangover, quote unquote, or I call it his Super Bowl hangover because Astroworld was like his big project. You know what I'm saying? Like it was his big like commercial breakout project. I know he had like a lot of different like other ones that were his quote unquote breakout projects, but this was like his like, you know.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was the one, right? And like got the Grammy nomination, all that shit. And like since then, I don't feel like Travis has really been up to snuff with even features or singles. Like he just hasn't done it for me since Astroworld, and I loved that project. But
I guess I haven't heard too much of any of his singles or features. He's definitely bodying hooks. I've heard him on. I feel like I've heard him in passing on a few hooks or features with like small artists. He kind of like I've heard Travis Scott like collaborate with like weird small artists sometimes, and I'm forgetting them off the top of my head right now, but they weren't anything super notable. That's obvious. And to be honest, I think Astroworld was a step below Birds in the Trap singing McKnight. And that's just me. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy about that. A lot of people think Astroworld's this crazy masterpiece, and I think it's cohesive, or you know, it's a project with a lot of depth that was clearly thoughtful. But I also felt like he's been doing that since Rodeo. You know what I mean? So that's what I expect with a lot of them. And Birds in the Trap singing McKnight to me was an amazing debut project, like from top to bottom. Like I felt like you could play that whole project at a party and there wouldn't be a miss. And like the party would go up and down at all the perfect times. Where with Astroworld, I had these moments where I was like, ooh, what's this gonna be? And then the song would start and I'm like, okay, that was it, or what's the next song? Where's this gonna go? You know what I mean? And
I
part
prefer
of that's with the expectations he mounted on it himself.
Mm-hmm. I prefer Rodeo to all three of those, but in terms of like, I think Birds in the Trap got a ton of negative criticism for some strange reason, because I agree with you. I tend to actually like that album quite a bit as well. I don't know why people tend
Did it get a lot of criticism?
It did, especially by critics. Like it did not get good reviews on like YouTube channels. It didn't get good reviews on like some of these other publications, like, you know, Rolling Stone or Pitchfork. Like I know for a fact like it did not get good reviews. I know Astroworld got much better reviews, and Rodeo as well. But for me, with this category, the biggest glaring, if you're going to call it melodic rap or melodic rap category or whatever you want to call it, rap performance, I don't know how you're gonna talk melodic rap and not put Life's a Mess by Juice WRLD and Halsey in this category. I don't see how if it's here, how that song doesn't run away with this category. I don't know. I think
a Juice WRLD track definitely makes sense to be in here. I'm not the biggest Juice fan, but you have to respect how amazing his melodic deliveries and performances are, and that he can also rap, like freestyle rap, but he just likes to do the melodic stuff, and he's really
exactly. But yeah, and I feel like Drake's probably the clear winner here out of this group. I don't know
if I'm ever advocating for anything Halsey touches to win a Grammy. Honestly, I'm just not a big Halsey fan.
I love Halsey. I'm a big fan of Halsey, and I also think that song though is just so good. So for me,
do we have to stop being friends? Is this like really awkward for you now?
A little bit.
Shit on Halsey.
Well, Halsey's going on my list, so I don't know about you. You know, it doesn't have to go on your. You know, she's gonna be on my list. I liked her.
You're like, yeah, no, I love Halsey.
I like Halsey. I'm a fan. Definitely a fan. Okay, last two categories, we have best rap song and then best rap album. So for song, we have Bigger Picture, once again, Lil Baby, The Box by Roddy Ricch, Laugh Now Cry Later, Drake, Lil Durk, Rockstar by DaBaby and Roddy Ricch, and then Savage, Megan Thee Stallion, and Beyonce. So basically all songs that have already been in a different category.
Literally.
Good job, I'm going with I'm riding with Bigger Picture. I'm riding with Bigger Picture.
We can move on. Honestly, it should be better.
I'm good. Bigger Picture.
Sure.
Done.
Like if this is the pool, if this is its competition, Bigger Picture is by far
Bigger Picture,
the better rap song.
Has to be, I think. And then best rap album, which for me, I was pleasantly surprised with rap album. I thought they did a nice job this year.
This was weird. I don't know.
I like it, man. Overall, I like it. So Black Habits, D-Smoke, Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, A Written Testimony, Jay Electronica, King's Disease, Nas, The Allegory, Royce da 5'9". So great comeback from Nas this year. I don't know if it's worthy of album of the year to me. For me, it's probably between Black Habit. I know you're going to disagree with this, which is fine. Definitely for me between Black Habits and Alfredo. Although I'm going to be a little bit defiant, I guess, or pissed off because I preferred Bandana from the last year.
No, same. Me too.
How Bandana wasn't nominated for a Grammy last year, but now they're like, "Oops, sorry, we'll throw in Alfredo."
No, 100%. It felt like, they're late to the party. Someone just told them about Freddie Gibbs, and now they gotta make it look, like they know what's going on.
And I liked Alfredo. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great project, man. But it's not Bandana.
It wasn't Bandana. It wasn't Bandana. And I think it was a thing that came kind of quickly after Bandana. He was kind of doing it to be like, yo, I'm just switching it up, trying to stay out there. It wasn't like Bandana was following Pinata. It was like something that he clearly spent time. There was a lot of thought going into it. It was I love Bandana. I love Bandana so much.
Love it.
Oh my god! And I'm reading rap albums of 2020, and this list is disgusting. This list is disgusting about the oversights, dude.
There's definitely Limbo. Oversights. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just going off. Amine Limbo should be up there. I like Nas King's Disease, but it was cool that Nas made good music. But I didn't think it needed to be nominated. I think
me
"Shoot for
neither.
the Stars" by Pop Smoke should have been up there.
That
if
could have
not
been
just
there.
for fanfare and the respect. But it went crazy, and there was so many good songs. Like, he really Pop, and like I think Fabio Foreign and all the other New York guys are obviously trying to do their best to carry the torch after this. But without Pop, I think they're not gonna. They don't have the platform that they have now to even try and continue this. Because he just brought in a whole sound of New York drill that influenced the whole year. The whole year. You know what I mean? Has like the hip hop scene, the street shit that has been popping in hip hop has been that New York drill sound right now. You know, it used to be Chicago drill sound, and for a second it was, you know, just more kind of New York, like Cardi, you can say even Tekashi. I don't know if you want to call it Tekashi thing. That's not really the drill, you know, that's just more like gritty New York hip-hop. But Pop Smoke has made the New York drill, like that is the sound that everyone's going for now. The GOAT by Polo G was a great project.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm listening off. Also, maybe I'm not looking at the bios. So maybe some of these things, all of these were released in 2020 actually. So these are definitely should be in the running.
Right. No, those for sure, because and especially a lot of those came out in the summertime. So a lot of them definitely.
I
would
like
make some
Eternal
sense.
Take. Eternal Take was a little long.
You know what's interesting? I actually agree with that. I think Eternal Take should have been in here, and I'm not a huge Uzi guy, and I think he could have got. He easily could have been.
I want to say a big Uzi fan, but I like Uzi a lot, and I was a bigger fan in high school. And with some of his stuff, he kind of fell off, and then he came back with Eternal Take, and I was like, whoa, like there was bangers on Eternal Take, and then he did a deluxe. That was another album.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it was like a whole other album.
Respect the content. Again, I already told you. I think I told you before. Benny the Butcher's Burden of Proof album. Some people felt like he wasn't reaching far enough out of his comfort zone. I felt like he finally got all the resources he wanted to like make his ideal, like mainstream but gritty New York album, which I loved so much. Pray for Paris, even by West Side Gun, was a great project. Talked about Run the Jewels could have been in here.
Run the Jewels had to have been in here. I don't understand how Run the Jewels 4
I would
is
have
not
been
in here.
happy if Revenge of the Dreamers was in here, because that was a great.
Yeah.
That was
No,
a
Revenge of the
great
Dreamers was
project.
last year. Revenge of the Dreamers was last year. It got in.
Oh, okay.
It got in last year. Yep.
But yeah, and a written testimony by Jay Electronica.
Weak. Not a good album.
Man, super
I reviewed it.
weak.
Didn't like it.
And not even like you can go off based off just the music was weak. Compared to his expectations, weak. Compared to his past work, weak. Even though he didn't have a whole lot of past work to compare it to, but like there were, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
I'm with you.
There's a lot of snubs on here, man.
A lot of snubs.
And I was telling you earlier, I'm pretty sure I recently have really been running back this Extinction Level 2 album by Busta Rhymes. And
that I think wouldn't have been in the time frame because it came out after. Yeah, so that would actually be for next year. Which I agree. Like I think that Busta Rhymes project definitely would definitely be able to go in. I'm also with you on Run the Jewels. That's the biggest snub for me in the rap category is Run the Jewels 4. I don't see how Run the Jewels 4 doesn't get in. I actually really liked PTSD, G Herbo. I know that's not an album that probably
PTSD.
I don't think that's an album that would ever get nominated, but still, I thought it was a lot better than. I didn't really give the Royce album as much of its due diligence.
Yeah,
but
I also not gonna lie, did not give the Royce album enough listens. I'm a huge Royce fan, so I won't even comment on it because it could be amazing. Because Royce, to me, is amazing, even though he can get lyrical miracles. So a lot of people don't like that. From King to a God, Conway the Machine. Is that too late? Is that too late?
That might have been too late as well. It might have been out of like I think it was past August
September
31st.
11th.
Yeah, so it's past. So it's just
August.
outside.
August
31st is the cutoff.
October 1st to October 31st.
It's October 1st to August 31st is the cutoff. So it's like 11 months. They give
so he just missed
which is
that
strange.
cut. He
He
just
gets
missed
cut
that
there.
cut right there.
All
right. So I guess
I would love to see Freddie win.
terrible.
I would love to see Freddie win. I would
Just for
also
the
love
sake
to
of
see
seeing
G Smoke
Freddie.
win. Yes, I think deservingly so. For Freddie to see where Freddie has gone from his career to now, I think it would be so just such sweet vindication for Freddie Gibbs, even if it was Alfredo that got it, which I don't think is like, I think Pinata or Bandana easily should have been easily right.
Bandana, man, that should have gotten something.
Oh, the nomination at worst, right? But
yeah,
even if he gets Alfredo, I think that's still vindication for him. I think they're going to give it to D-Smoke, and I really, actually, to be honest with you, would be totally fine with that, just because I think the year he had and just the fact of how marketable he is, and his story is so great. I know he was a teacher, in Inglewood before he was a hip-hop artist. He's Sir's brother, so like they got
Sir's
that.
brother, so is the... All right. I'm going to get into a quick anecdotal story.
Go.
About why I also view D-Smoke in a certain way. Although I liked him on Rhythm and Flow and liked a lot of his tracks that he's put out and liked the project, did not think it was album of the year by far. But Rhythm and Flow, they did a good job of painting all these people as like just regular rappers, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
From around the way that they found. Some of them, they were explicitly saying like they got it from like Nipsey Hussle's school for rappers. That apparently was a thing. And T.I.'s school for artists. That was a thing. They never mentioned once though that D-Smoke's brother was Sir. Like
they failed to mention it the entire time.
They failed to mention that this guy, this Spanish teacher that they just found out of nowhere, like, because that made the story sensational. Is like, this man is rapping in 2 different languages and is a school teacher and making music on the side and now doing this contest. That is an amazing story. I mean, yeah, it's probably pretty freaking easy to get a connection to Rhythm and Flow Netflix when they send a press release out to Sir and TDE, and Sir's like, "Oh, I have a brother." You know what I mean? And it's funny because the first time I saw D-Smoke on Rhythm and Flow, I said to myself, "That guy looks like Sir." Like, I literally said to myself, because I think back then he was calling himself Inglewood Sir still. But I was like, that guy looks like that R&B artist, because this is before I got super into Sir. But that guy looks like that R&B artist, Sir. And then, believe it or not, at the end of the season, I find out he's his brother. And I'm like,
they conveniently forgot to mention it.
Yeah,
I see your point.
And to get more specific, I was actually a part of this performance. I was a part of this hip-hop comedy improv performance that I was doing at my school, where my college improv group was collaborating with this professional hip-hop improv group, which is so dope that hip-hop improv is even a thing. So they came from all the way to New York, came to our place. We had a collab performance. Long story short, though, we after the performance, we're all chilling at our comedy house, you could call it, and we're drinking and we're talking to these performers, and they're telling us, they're criticizing, they're going at Rhythm and Flow hard, because I guess them being New Yorkers and people who have gone to auditions for things like Wild 'N Out and rap competition shows, and maybe even auditioned for this, who knows, they were kind of trying to pull the curtain, I guess, for me and tell me, like, all those people that are up there, trust me, like, they all have connections to the industry that allowed them to get that chance. So they were telling me that at the time to tell me to not feel bad about why those people with maybe subjectively less talent than somebody else are getting those chances, and makes you feel like maybe you need to conform to some way of making music. They were telling me, which I can't prove, they were telling me about how many of these artists have connections with labels and things already, and how they already illustrated that on the show, and there's a lot of it that goes unsaid, because that's how they like it, in order to, create a more compelling thing on TV, which is obvious. And then I learned the D-Smoke thing at the end of the season, and I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? How many of these other people were actually Drake's cousin, Quavo's little sister, like,
literally.
That changes the whole narrative of it all. And then it kind of just took this little mystique away from D-Smoke for me as like a grassroots kind of artist, or from the competition, I guess not grassroots, but deserving this spot. And then I heard some of his other songs, and he just, to me, wasn't always super attention grabbing for me.
Okay.
And I listened to the project, and it didn't have any staying power for me. with all the other things that didn't make the list, he does not need to be there. You know, whether it's Eternal Atake, the Pop Smoke project, or the Run the Jewels project.
Those
other
all
things
make
you could
sense.
have easily bumped D Smoke or in order to include.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that G Herbo thing, because G Herbo, Polo G's project, man, was good. That put Polo G GOAT. He was talking about some social commentary in there. That kind of brought him to a different level too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just rambling.
Oh, that's okay.
You got me talking about rap, man. Got me talking about rap.
So with the category here, though, who do you got for a winner? If you're gonna pick one,
Alfredo. That's who I want to win. Who do you want to win?
It's between. I'll go Alfredo as well. In terms of who I want to win, Alfredo. Who do I think is? But I would, like I said, I know you don't feel the same way. I would totally be okay with D Smoke winning, though. I would really, actually. He's probably my 1B. And then who I think is gonna win, I really do think D Smoke's gonna get it.
I think D Smoke's gonna get it. I'm gonna be kind of upset. It's gonna he has connections, man. He has connections.
Yeah,
He's
that's
getting
obvious.
best new artist and rap album of the year. He did not have a year like that. Come on, man. Get new artists. I'll give it to you because you do fit that criteria, right? You can only be with as many people in your class as you can. But you're going up against everybody else in the industry for best rap album, dude, and you're here. Come on, he's not rapping like that. Come on, even if it is in Spanish, which is, I'm not gonna lie, very impressive.
Very impressive.
Puts me to shame because I'm a Puerto Rican who can't even speak Spanish fluently, man. But I also love the respect because it just really goes to show the intersection between Spanish and Black communities. And it's cool, but it's a novelty thing. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, ooh, girls are gonna love this, you know what I mean? Or ooh,
True.
You just switched it up on me. You feel kind of sophisticated for listening to it, but I don't want it to be a gimmick, man.
That's true. Yeah, where is he gonna go from here? I guess is the question. But no, I like I said, I don't consider Black Habits to be like a transcendent project, but I definitely do. I think it's quality work, and I definitely enjoyed listening to it. Although I will say I haven't gone back to it a ton recently, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Talk about it.
I haven't. It's true. I haven't gone back to it.
Did you get on D Smoke through Rhythm and Flow? Is that where you first got introduced him? Did you?
I think that's where of course. I think that's where
Gotcha.
everybody got into him because I remember even the first couple of weeks I was looking up all the artists that I really liked from there, and he had no music out. He was one of the few that had literally
I remember
nothing.
Me too.
Nothing.
And that's where I was thinking, oh, this is some guy who's literally just doing this.
So you know what's interesting? I never, even though I totally understood the story as you laid it out, I didn't really think of it in that context. You know what I'm saying? That they possibly did this as almost we acting like they accidentally came upon this guy who is clearly become one of the bigger hip hop stars this year.
But that's what they did.
They did, yeah.
Mike,
so
you think they didn't know?
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not simply saying that. I'm not saying they didn't know at all. I'm just saying I didn't. You went into it a little bit more with this foresight that I don't think that I kind of connected the dots as much. You know what I mean?
And it only came from that experience again from the performers that came over from New York. And for a second, I'm thinking these dudes are better.
And it didn't dawn on me.
Talking about how they should have made Wildin' Out, but now they're my homies now. And honestly, I've seen so much truth after that, connected a lot of dots with other stuff, and it makes a lot of sense because they're some of the funniest dudes I've ever met. And I've seen some people on a Wildin' Out, and guess what? It's Instagram influencers, you know? Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely liked the album. Top to bottom, I definitely like Alfredo better, but I certainly would be okay if he won it. Would be okay if Nas got a Grammy. I'd be fine with that too, even though I don't think I agree. I think just because Nas finally put out a quality album, we're just gonna Grammy nominate him now. You know what I mean? I don't see how that makes a ton of sense either. But I personally think the biggest snub is Run the Jewels 4 and After Hours Weekend. Those are the two projects where I'm like, how did even not a song get on something here? So those, I'm really, really upset with the Academy once again still there, even though I'm okay with the rap category this year. I was okay at least with the names. I'm at least okay that you threw in Jay, Alec, and Nas and Royce. Like, I'm okay that you put those artists in there, but either way.
What about I'll say the biggest snub for me is the no Summer Walker music is absolutely disgustingly like negligent. Like with all these R&B and categories you got, and honestly, it was a great project top to bottom. Like I feel like for me, I don't know about what other circles, but I feel like for me, you know, Summer Walker and her were constantly in this battle of like who's gonna be the next top R&B girl. Not to say there only has to be one R&B girl. There's multiple. You know what I mean? But they were both just, I think, in a friendly, competitive way, you know, trying to fight for their market share. And I think her is a better artist, but Summer Walker put out a project that was, for me, something that her project hasn't touched yet.
Yeah. No,
it was
I hear you.
Mainstream. It was still soulful. It was personal. To Summer. It had personality, and it had like the singing chops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's totally projects and stuff here that definitely got stubbed, but that's the, in essence, like we talked about at the beginning, that's the Grammys. But it'll definitely be interesting to see. We'll definitely bring this up again, I'm sure, when we come back and when the winners actually are announced on January 31st. I'm sure in early February we'll jump back on. One of the segments of one of our episodes we'll definitely at least dedicate to at least talking about the winners. Maybe not as in depth as we just talked about it now, but we'll maybe run through the winners and